So, welcome to another edition of Congleton Chronicled. I'm back. I know you'll miss Mark because he's very, very good at the job, but unfortunately he can't be with us today. So you got me. Just to sort of brighten the picture, you've also got Mel. So lovely to see you, Mel. And I'm sure you've got some very, very interesting stories for us. Congleton is rarely short of a good story.
No, definitely not.
And it seems to me you're getting quite good at picking up the good ones.
Well, hopefully we've had a lot of practice over the years.
So I do hope the people out there are enjoying Congleton Chronicle. It's brought to you partly to ensure that you're aware of some of the interesting things that are happening in Congleton, and also to encourage you, when you've heard them, to actually go out and buy the paper. So do please do that. That's the end of the ads. Back to Mel. Mel.
Yeah, so this week we have done a story about a member of our staff, actually, Rob, who works in our office. He went to park on Back Street car park last week, or the other week, and found that the parking machine was broken. So Rob assumed, I think a lot of drivers assume that means you don't need to pay for the parking on that day.
Yeah.
And went to work. But when he returned to his car later, he noticed that his car and a number of other cars as well in the car park had a parking ticket.
This was just like a sort of parking superintendent's blitz on cars. Perhaps a bit opportunist?
Well, Rob assumed that it was a mistake, a misunderstanding. So he appealed the ticket and was told that he should have used the Ringo online app to pay for parking. Now, Rob is somebody that doesn't use online banking at all. He doesn't have the Ringo app. He never uses that. He always uses cash in the machine. And so he didn't have the app. And he felt that he shouldn't have to download it in order to pay for the parking, being that there are many, many residents who won't use the Ringo parking app. Some of them don't have a mobile phone. Some of them may have a mobile phone but no data on it in order to download the app. And so he really felt like he shouldn't have had to have paid that day.
I'm going to show the age card here and say I couldn't agree more with you. I have an inherent suspicion to these apps which basically wants to know an awful lot about you before you can actually pay that way. But getting back to parking, it does seem a little unfair. You read the information that's there, and there's a lot of information on the street. There's a lot of information in the parking area.
Yeah.
But you're there for one thing. Park your car, pay a fee if it's relatively easy to do it, and get on with your business.
Yeah, you would think. Well, Cheshire East did respond to our request for comment, and they said that they would treat each individual case separately, and they said that there may be mitigating circumstances that might mean that someone may not have to pay, but that would have to all go through individual appeals processes. And Rob did pay his ticket.
It's difficult and it's confusing because I know that in terms of other parking offences, there is a requirement that the signing is clear. If the signing isn't clear, then any reasonable counsel is going to say, OK, fair enough, it was not obvious to you that you couldn't go up this one-way street or there was some form of restriction in place. If that's not clear, then it does seem reasonable to be lenient. And apart from that, Congleton needs people to be able to park in order to carry on revitalising the local economy, making it a great place in which to come and shop. Yeah,
exactly, yeah. And Rob said that it put him off coming to Congleton on his days off, to do his shopping, because if that were to happen again, he'd be caught short again. He'd have to go and, park in a side street maybe, or just go to a different town.
Yeah.
Or a retail park.
Yeah, and that's not what we want, because Congleton's a great place to shop. It's a great place to eat.
Exactly,
it's a great place to come of an evening, and by and large, a safe place to come of an evening as well.
Yeah.
So come on, Cheshire East. Yeah. Do your bit. Just be a little bit more supportive, particularly to people like Rob.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, moving on. What else we got?
Yeah, so at the town's annual meeting, which I know you were at as well, Vic, there was a gentleman there who raised a question about what was being done about Market Square. So this is the area of land which sits between the Chronicle office and the police station.
Yeah.
And it's been abandoned basically for a long, long time. It is a lovely grass space at the moment. It's got like a heart-shaped patch of wildflowers at the moment that are growing. And it looks lovely, but it used to be the site of the municipal offices in Congleton that served Congleton Borough Council. And prior to that, it was originally a cattle market as well for the town. So
he wants to bring it back as a cattle market. A bit like it was in Kendal, where all the cattle was driven down the main street.
Yeah, well, that's how it used to be here.
Yeah.
We dug around in our archives and we found a report that we did from when the cattle market closed of, I think it was a son and his father-in-law who used to bring cattle off the train from Crewe and walk all along the streets to Congleton Cattle Market, which is an awful long way. And they used it for years and years. And then when it closed, they then set it up in Lower Heath, in what is now the Londis area. Do you know where I mean?
Yep, I know what you mean.
Yeah, the Morrisons there, so they set up a new cattle market there. But yeah, since then, since the municipal buildings were demolished, it's been classified by Cheshire East as a demolition site. And the town council has struggled for many, many years to try and get that land into town council control so that they might be able to do something with that land. But the concern is that they don't actually know what's under there. So they can't really do anything with it at the moment. They don't even know whether it's stable enough to have, you know, a huge gathering of people there.
Isn't it a little bit more than that? That there's a hope value in the site.
Yeah.
And obviously where it is, it's right in the middle of the centre, a hotel, something like that.
Possibly,
Attractive income for a council that needs more money coming into it.
Potentially, yeah. Potentially it could be that. But there are tests being done. That's the latest update from Cheshire East to see whether it is suitable for development or for, you know, gatherings or that kind of thing. So who knows what it will end up being, but there's definitely movement in that area.
In a way, it's one of those things where we need people in the town to get behind this campaign and to support somebody who I think is part of the historical group or the heritage group, something like that.
Yeah.
And start asking questions of your Cheshire East councillors. Whose side are you on?
Yeah.
Are you on the side of Congleton or are you on the side of just being a Cheshire East councillor?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wave the flag for
Or
Congleton.
developers.
What are we here for? To provoke reaction. Well, honestly, I mean, we look at that space and clearly it's underutilised at the moment. There's been some good work done with amenity planting around the side of it and that looks very, very attractive, but it just sits there, rather lonely, ignored, and yet potentially could be a great asset to the town. It really could. It's not good enough that it should just sit there.
No, exactly. Yeah. So hopefully they'll be doing something with it soon.
That sounds pretty good. So, anything else?
So the last thing that we were going to talk about is a resident wrote to us to say that they'd found an empty buzzball container next to a packet of sweets.
So, Mel, for the benefit of people over the age of about 16, can you explain what a buzzball is?
So a buzzball, you've probably seen them in the little corner shops, maybe in off-licences, or I think they do have them in supermarkets as well. It's like a circular container, says buzzball on it in almost like cartoonish lettering. They're all very, very brightly coloured and they contain very strong alcopop drinks, like a cocktail really.
Yeah.
They're all around 13%, which is about the same as a glass of wine. But the concerns of this resident were that they are being targeted to children in the way that they're branded. You know, very, very brightly coloured, very similar to concerns raised about vape packaging and how that was also being targeted towards children. And the fact that it was found next to a packet of sweets in the Congleton area suggests that, you know, maybe there are children actually drinking it during the half-term holidays. Maybe they're out with their friends and that kind of thing. So this resident did say, if you've got a child who lives in the, is it the Asprey Lane ends area?
Yes.
To maybe have a look in their bedrooms and see if there are any buzz balls in there, to see if maybe they've been drinking them.
And probably, I mean, as you say, you think this is actually being sold through corner shops, that sort of thing, in exactly the same way in which vapes are displayed.
Yeah.
Clearly quite concerning as an issue that young people, inevitably, we all did it. Admit it, Mel, you did it.
I did it.
I did it.
Hold my hands up, yeah.
You know, alcohol was the great, I'm old enough now too. Or in some cases, I'm not old enough to, but I'm still going to go into the pub and I'm going to have a pint.
Yeah.
You know, it's part of the rite of passage, isn't it?
Yeah.
But there is so much pressure on young people these days. They need to recognise that alcohol, with regular use, can become an addiction.
Yeah,
it certainly
absolutely.
isn't good for you if you are consuming a lot of it. And that starts when you're first experimenting.
Definitely. And also with short-term use as well, if you were to drink a lot of buzz balls in a short space of time, you could end up with alcohol poisoning and end up in hospital and stomach pumped and all of that. It's not a very nice experience, I can imagine, for a young person. Thankfully, that did not happen to me. But I did know people, though, actually, who did over-experiment with alcohol at a young age and did end up in that situation. So it's definitely something that needs to be kept an eye on. But, you know, when I was a child and trying to access alcohol in my teenage years, Alcopops were available, but certainly not this very high concentration.
Indeed.
In these very sweet flavours, you know, that really appeal to kids. That wasn't readily available on the shelves. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's the concern, really.
It's a call to all parents, isn't it, to be observant and, if they dare, to actually sort of challenge shops where they see these things. Does it include young children who are not of the age when they can legally buy alcohol?
Yeah.
We don't want to be a killjoy. We all enjoyed that time.
Yeah.
But there was a sense of moderation about it, and there was control. By and large, you drank it in a pub.
Yeah. Well, the amount of people going to pubs at the moment is dropping as well, isn't it? It's not really a thing anymore that communities spend a lot of time in the pub.
£5 a pint, I'm not surprised, but they've got to charge that amount
Is that
in
all?
order.
Is that all? You want to go up to Manchester, see how much a pint is up there? Yeah. It's bad.
Right. And we're going out for a gin and tonic after this.
It's a bit early for me. But
Likewise, I think, No, won't be doing that. So we've got a food and drink festival coming up this Sunday.
Yes.
Fine weather.
Moderate weather, I think.
Moderate weather.
Yeah.
Showers and a bit of sunshine.
Yeah, 17, 18 degrees, I think.
Yeah. So a great day for enjoying the superb food and drink.
Yes.
Which is on offer.
Yeah, absolutely. And
there have been some good ideas, good initiatives to say, look, please don't try to drive into town and park where you normally would, because it's going to be busy.
Yes, and you might get a ticket if you don't use the machine as well. If it's
and you
broken.
might get a ticket,
but
I like that.
Yeah, so the Town Council has started an initiative to put on free buses for the weekend as well, and that includes the Sunday when the buses don't normally run. But they have managed to get the bus companies to put the bus on then. So it will be free for anybody who wants to travel into and out of the Congleton area on those days.
I really do hope you've enjoyed this edition. Some interesting stories there, all about your town. And we look forward to another edition next week. Thanks for listening and viewing.
Done.
Done.